Welcome back to They Did What? Your source for the internet's craziest, most entertaining stories, where I go over them, analyze them, and most certainly make fun of them. Today I'm going to go over a story titled, My Girlfriend, a 31-year-old female, says she regrets breaking up with her ex. Did I make the right decision to break up with her? And a shout out to Mr. Arkansas for sending in this story. And guys, like the title said, this guy, he was only 26 and his girlfriend's 31. Just not a good idea in that situation there. Too old for him, other than being a friends with benefits. He dumps her while she's on vacation. And why? Because she has proven to be a giant pain in the ass. She's on vacation and she's constantly giving him a hard time because he's not reaching out to her and knowing how she feels and her feelings and all that. And starts saying that she regrets basically breaking up with her ex. And he's done with her. Even though he has feelings for her, he's done with her and done with that crap. And I'll be going to go over and make the point, guys, that there are a lot of women out there that expect men to be mind readers, okay? They, no matter what it is, they want you to know exactly how they think and how they feel and to cater to that all the time without actually communicating with you. You know, it's like we can't read minds, and yet they expect to do so. And we're the big bad guys if we don't. And in my opinion of that, guys, these are terrible communicators, not to mention narcissists. And you start seeing that early on, get rid of them. This guy endures way too much crap than he should, and he's finally done. And thank the Lord for that. And of course, when your ex or your girlfriend's talking about her ex all the time, it's time to cut her loose. So he says here, hello everyone. I posted this a few weeks ago, but I will give an update as well as some more context. I would appreciate any and all advice. So my girlfriend and I have been dating for about a year. This is my first relationship and we get along really well. That explains a few things. First, I would say serious relationship. This is why it endures her crap for so long. We have had 3 or 4 conflicts during the relationship, always initiated by her. Ding, ding, ding. Relate to her feelings and not feeling loved or supported, but we have been able to talk it out and move on. Before this relationship, she had an ex of 6 years and ended it herself. Okay. Fights and arguments, but him not knowing how she feels and her being upset about things. One of these drama queens. Anyway, at the start of the month, she went on holiday to a city in Japan with her family. For the first couple of days, everything was fine, and we were chatting as usual, and she was sending me some videos from her trip. On the 3rd day, I hadn't messaged her yet, and in the early evening, she sent me a "Don't you miss me" email, and I thought it was a bit random, but she often asks this when we are not together. So I told her that, of course I missed her. Then she sent 2 paragraphs of the following text. Now listen to this. She's been gone for 3 days on vacation. I mean, you'd think that she could enjoy being with her family, seeing some sights, having a good time, but she's constantly clingy. And because he didn't reach out to her in some time frame in her mind she thought was important, she sends the following text. She says, in the first paragraph, she said that she'd been very depressed lately and needed someone who could support her mentally, share feelings, and she finds it difficult to express herself in the relationship. Well, that's what happens, honey, when you actually don't open your mouth and tell me what you're feeling. She says she wants someone who would at least check in on me every day and ask how is my sleep and depression. It makes her feel loved and secure. This guy's probably like, I wasn't aware you were having problems sleeping. I wasn't aware you were having depression because you never fucking told me. But he has to be a mind reader. She continues. She told me she had depression and sometimes struggled to sleep when we first met, but had not mentioned it since then, and I had not noticed any signs that she was struggling. Okay, so she did mention it, but hasn't been brought up lately. I told her that I didn't know she'd been suffering lately, and that I wish she had told me earlier, as if I knew or felt that she was, then I would have certainly asked about it. I'm not sure what she meant when she says she finds it difficult to express herself, as I'm always there for her, and will listen to what she has to say, and never react in a bad way. Dude, she is a drama queen. She's a narcissist. She's a terrible communicator. Instead of admitting what's on her mind and bothering her, she just expects you to figure it out. A lot of women do this, and this is a clear-cut sign to get rid of them. End of story. And again, the 3rd day of the trip, and God forbid you didn't reach out soon enough in her psychotic mind, did she say that she, and even then, she's on vacation. You don't need to talk every day. That is clingy behavior. In general, she is quite an emotional person. No shit. but struggles to express her feelings in the moment until it all builds up and comes all at once later on down the line. In other words, she's passive-aggressive. Instead of addressing something, good or bad, in the moment, she lets it build and build and build until the pressure zone kaboom explodes, and you're like, what the fuck was that about? I've had girlfriends like this in my past, and girls I've dated. It ain't pretty. I told her if I knew that asking about her feeling, sleep, etc. throughout the day was something that she would enjoy, then I'd be happy to do it, as if not something that I would naturally do. I'm quite a secure person and generally would rather just share interesting things during my day. This guy's trying too much to appease her. You know what happens to guys that appease? Smack! But he says it's his first real relationship. Notice he says, I'm a secure person, so he doesn't need to have people do this to him. A guy like him is secure, but new to this, a rookie, doesn't need someone like this dragging him down. We're not done. In the second paragraph, she mentions that city in Japan was her and her ex's favorite place to travel, and they had lots of memories there. You and I are together, honey. You should be mentioning your ex. She then said that every day here, I just feel like I made a bad decision breaking up with him. Well, then maybe we need to break up, honey. You don't say that to somebody you want to be with. She's saying this to manipulate this guy to get what she wants. The fucking games they play. She says she doesn't love him anymore, but just misses the me in that relationship who was emotionally very calm and stable. And then says that he was once my soulmate, my best friend, and helped me out of depression. And that he gave me a safe space to express myself. Then why'd you break up with him? Probably because he wasn't meeting her psychotic demands. This paragraph came as a big shock. She still follows him on Instagram and keeps photos of him on her phone, but has only mentioned him a handful of times in the whole relationship. You should have never allowed that, man. The second you found out that she's following him or keeping photos on her phone, even bigger thing there. Some people may have 2,000 pictures on their phone. Some people have 10,000 pictures on their phone, or they have access to the cloud. And I can see how things build up. But clearly she's shown him this. This is not a good sign. Initially, I told her that we should wait till she gets back and chat about this in person. Notice he's being the mature person. Trying to deal with this by text or email, not a good idea. However, over the next few days, I thought more about the X part in particular, and after posting on Reddit and discussing with family members, I decided to tell her, when she arrived back, that I was going to move on, and she should come collect her things that she kept in my apartment, and we can chat about it. She lives with her family. In other words, we're done. He doesn't need this crap. And thank God he went to Reddit and another post, got some feedback, talked to his family. She's 31 going on like fucking 14. Drama queen. This young guy does not need this shit. During the chat, she was very defensive and blamed me for multiple things. Well, that's what narcissists do. Of course, it's always the guy's fault. Her ego couldn't handle he dumped her. Firstly, I'd never asked about her depression or how she slept. Back to that shit again. I told her that I had no idea she was still suffering and that was not a normal thing to ask about, and if she had not mentioned it to me, I had not seen any signs. She also brought up that I've done how things I've done from months ago for the first time that I had no idea that annoyed her at the time. See? Passive aggressive. He had no idea that these things bothered her. But in reality, maybe they didn't bother her. She's just bringing it up just to have fuel against him. What else? I told her that I wished that she'd be direct at communicating her feelings in the moment. Often, if I do something that annoys her, she won't say anything about it, but will instead act cold and not communicate as much as well. Passive aggressive. This is not girlfriend material. She needs help, and you don't need to be the one to fix her. Even when I ask her everything's okay, she'll say she is fine when I know she is thinking about something else. Well, newsflash, gentlemen. If you take anything from this video, aside from the fact is don't get involved with women like this, I want you to be mind readers. When a woman says fine, it ain't fine. That's bullshit. And any women watching this are shaking their heads and laughing, knowing I'm right. Everything okay? Fine. We have discussed this before, and she admits she's not good at expressing herself, and I said I will try my best to ask how she is feeling more often if I notice she is thinking about something. I told her that her comments about her ex were a very shocking thing to hear, and not something I would ever say to her, and then she left my apartment. Oh, so this is after the trip. See? She can't deal with this. She's like, I'm leaving. Since then, it's been a few weeks, and I've been hurting a lot and thinking about whether I made the right decision. You did, bro. Clearly, she's giving him the silent treatment, hoping he'll come back. More mind games, more manipulation. You just invested a year with her, and you're new to relationships, so you're not used to this. We shared a few text exchanges during the period, essentially saying we wish each other the best, but haven't spoken much since. I would love to be able to work this out as I love her, but I don't know if it's worth or even possible. Smack! Snap out of it. Come on here, dude. This is a terrible idea. You did the right thing by breaking up with her on vacation, and she's obviously thinking about her ex. This is going to be your life with her. Drama, drama, drama. Surely you can get some other girls. I'm thinking about whether she still actually has feelings for her ex and will always be unfairly compared to him. She'll eventually leave me for him, whether the fact that she struggles to express her feelings and needs constant reassurance and communicate about her feelings, and the relationship is a form of anxious attachment style, which I won't be able to fix. We'll keep causing issues like this throughout the relationship. Any thoughts are highly appreciated. Thank you. Well, there's a thought. Stop talking to her. Okay, this ended. Be grateful that this ended. Okay, you lost a year to her, but you learned some things of what to handle and look for in future relationships. You need a gal that can communicate like an adult, not act like they're 14, like a fucking petulant child being mad at you for not being psychic. Okay, this is ridiculous. She's talking about her ex. She's thinking about her ex. She's got a picture of her ex on the phone. She probably talks to her ex. And who do you think she's going to go to when she's not happy about you? Her ex, okay? This woman, and not to mention, you're 26, she's 31 years old. Okay, that's fine for hookups and fooling around, but for girlfriend material, I'd say no way. Okay, and she is, to be honest, you're more mature than she is. And this whole passive-aggressive, let shit build up and explode thing, that's a bad place to be. But again, gentlemen, this is his first serious relationship. He doesn't know these things. Well, hopefully he learns. And this whole, he's now looking through the rose-colored glasses at the good times he had with her, in spite of all this drama. If he goes back to her, after all this drama, it's going to be 10 times more because she'll know that she can jerk him around, play her games, and it'll be right back to the same thing, But some guys have to suffer. I'm glad he broke up with her. I'm glad he's being the mature person here, and I'm thinking he might come to reality, but I'm responding to this, and hopefully he gets it. Now some comments here. Someone says here, she's not over her ex, she's a bad communicator, and she's blaming you for her feelings and mental state. She's not a healthy partner, so you were right to cut things off. Good for you having self-respect and value in peace and transparency. Men, we need peace, and you're not going to get it with someone like this, ever. He did the right thing, and I'm addressing that, but be careful, man. Another one, she appears to be a black hole of emotional need who expects her partner to read her mind to know how to please her. And it's incredibly insensitive and clueless to tell her current boyfriend that she made a bad decision breaking up with her ex. Nothing will ever be good enough, and she will always suck the life out of whomever she's with. Yes, she will. Guaranteed she will. Another one. I'm going to say this as gently as possible without trying to offend anyone with mental health issues. But it sounds to me like she has victim complex to an extent. She does have a victim complex. You'll never do anything right. She's depressed and must be catered to her every need while yours gets put in the back burner. She'll say hurtful things to get a rise out of you, and when it doesn't work, then you don't love her or treat her right. When you don't read her mind, you're not as good as her ex. If you don't give her constant reassurance every second of the day, then you don't care about her. Sounds about right. If I was a betting man, I'd say that her ex tried doing all that to be the best he could for her needs, but she always found something to be mad at him about, and the man in her life needed to change to prove she's worth it. You did all the things she asked, but continued to find ways that you were not good enough. She needs the chase, but has no desire to be caught. Amen. That guy hit the nail right on the head. So for this young guy here, only 26, brother, stay broken up with her. Work on yourself. Look at your life, look at your picture, focus on your grind, your purpose, all that. And when you heal, move on to another girlfriend, because he will. He's a relationship guy. Learn from this. But sadly, people tend to attract the same type of person over and over again. And if he's not careful, he'll attract someone like this. Sure, she's going to be reaching out to him when things aren't... I guarantee she's talking to the ex right now. Guarantee. That's what they do. But soon she'll be back with this guy trying for a second chance, because they always come back, and I hopefully he doesn't fall for it. But life with someone like her or someone like her is going to be miserable. There's no ever making them happy, ever. They all drama queens. It's always the guy's fault. And I know a lot of you guys probably watching this have been in a situation like this. You're probably like, I remember that bitch. So seriously. All right, guys, that is it for today. Be sure to comment down below. Let me know what you think about this. And be sure to like the video, share it with your friends, and subscribe. I'll catch you next time.